What's going on, internet? The Black Hokage here, aka TBH. And to be honest, I woke up in a slanderous mood, so I thought about all the games and events that happened in 2016 and decided to hand out the biggest L's of 2016. And just to clarify, these aren't the worst games of 2016 or the worst events, but games and events that deserve to be slandered for various other reasons. I mean, if you're confused, just watch the video and you'll understand what I'm saying.
I'll erase you here.
Ubisoft's The Division earns my number 10 spot because the hype train was real for this one. We were promised an open world apocalyptic New York where only savages survive, and it sounded like fun, but instead what we got is a game with bullet sponge enemies, repetitive missions, and that boring ass dark zone. What makes me mad is I interviewed one of the developers of the game, and I told him before the launch that one of my concerns I had with the game coming out of the beta was the dark zone seemed pretty limited. All you could do is shoot and collect loot like the main game. I asked him, were there going to be other activities to do in the dark zone? And he said, listen, it's just the beta, wait till the full game comes out. But that was the motherfucking lie. And that's why a mere week after the game launched, the player base dropped by 80%, but I'll cut Ubisoft some slack because supposedly this new survival DLC breathes new life into the game, so they're trying to fix it, but at this point, many of us just don't care. They should have got it right the first time because there are other games out here to play at this point, so it's an L, but it's a lowercase L, so we'll just give them the 10 spot for now. The last original Star Fox game to come out was Star Fox Assault for the Nintendo GameCube. That was in 2005. That means Nintendo made us Star Fox fans wait 11 years for a new entry in the franchise that looks like a freaking GameCube game. It just felt like no love was put into Star Fox Zero, and instead we just got a cash grab. So Nintendo, hold this L. Resident Evil is known for horror, so the irony in the release of their action game Umbrella Corps is it did horrify the Resident Evil community, but only because it was so shitty. Most of you probably never heard of this game, so let me break it down for you. Umbrella Corps is a spin-off third-person online shooter that puts two teams against one another. The catch here is all the maps have zombies on them, and they will attack you if your zombie jammer has been destroyed. The movement sucked, the cover system sucked, the shooting was weird, and it showed too because this is a $20 game, and on the day of the game's release, we couldn't find a single game to play online, a single game or a lobby. It was dead on arrival, and like a lot of times people exaggerate shit. I mean, like it was literally dead on arrival. We literally could not find a lobby. My friends and I had to play private matches to get some gameplay before we asked for a refund from Steam for this dog shit. I've never seen a game have nobody playing online the day it releases in my 26 years on Earth. This is a colossal L. Far Cry Primal gets an L because nobody wants to be a fucking caveman. Far Cry Primal is literally a ripoff of every shitty Steam early access survival game. The only difference is Ubisoft can afford to put some cutscenes and voice acting in their game. To make matters worse, Ubisoft flew me and other YouTubers out to try their game 2 months before it dropped, and everyone there dick wrote the hell out of Ubisoft. I just feel like a lot of these influencers get caught up in the hype of something in a free flight in a hotel, so they turn their brains off when they're at these events instead of giving real feedback. I was legit uncomfortable at this event because I felt like I didn't play the same game as everyone else, and I didn't want to come across as a hater. I was like, this shit is ass, and I told the PR people, but it didn't matter because they still released it. In terms of sales, I heard the game went double tumbleweed, so this is a L. Fake ass Mega Man earns the number 6 spot because Kenny and Fune sold us all a dream on Kickstarter. Evil Capcom wouldn't let him make a new Mega Man, so he decided to stick it to the man by leaving the company and creating his own indie spin-off of Mega Man. Everyone and their mama donated to bring back Mega Man and give Capcom the finger, including me. Then the game was delayed. Then it was delayed again, and again, and again, and again, and again. By the time the game finally dropped, most people didn't care, but to make matters worse, the game was mediocre. The game also gets an L because I donated $20 to the Kickstarter and never got my code for the game. I've been burned by H-Hour, and I've been burned by Mighty Number 9. I'm officially done donating to Kickstarter games. Fuck y'all. Evolve earns the number 5 spot because the game is just a letdown in every way. It's boring as hell. Nobody wants to chase a monster around over and over and over. The game lost its allure within a couple hours for most gamers, and that's why it died a week after its launch in 2015. 2016, Turtle Rock decided to relaunch the game on PC as a free-to-play title, and they claim they earned back 1 million new players. It's pretty good, right? But a mere 2 months after they launched the free-to-play version of this game, Season 2 they were calling it, the game died again. This time, the crash was so hard that Turtle Rock decided to shut down the game's servers. So let's pour one out for Evolve and its servers. And that game sucks. We hardly knew Evolve, okay? You went from what, 2015 to 2016? Hold this out, boy. NBA 2K17's Park After Dark is one of the biggest sales of 2016 because, well, 2K continues to prove that they just don't understand their audience. Nobody cares about flashing glow lights and Snoop Dogg on the ones and twos because you still haven't addressed the servers. Park After Dark was a special 4-hour event that they hyped up for like a week straight, but hardly anyone got to play because the servers couldn't hold up. Everyone that was streaming it on Twitch, they was just sitting in the park doing nothing because they couldn't do nothing, and that was if you could get in, because most people couldn't even get in. The servers were that damn bad. Stop hyping these events if you haven't even gotten the basics down, 2K. Hold as hell. Ubisoft has a problem, and y'all need an intervention. After the poor reception of their last Assassin's Creed game, Ubisoft announced that they'd be taking a break and releasing the next Assassin's Creed when it was ready. They wanted to make a great game, and I was so happy with this announcement as a fan of the Assassin's Creed franchise. They said no Assassin's Creed in 2016, but that was a motherfucking lie. They meant to say no mainline Assassin's Creed because in the year they claimed there would be no Assassin's Creed, they released 6 Assassin's Creeds. The most in 1 year. That's a record, baby. Assassin's Creed Russia, Assassin's Creed China, Assassin's Creed India, Assassin's Creed Pirate, Assassin's Creed Identity, Assassin's Creed the movie. Jesus Christ, these people have a problem. Hold this L. The number 2 spot goes to Struggleborn. Gearbox had the nerve to release this game alongside Overwatch and took one of the biggest L's of 2016. The game was dead on arrival. Part of it was Overwatch eating its lunch, but most of its failure had to do with the fact that there's nothing special about the game. The game looks like Overwatch, it plays like a half-ass MOBA, and it wishes it was a competitive game. Gearbox spent their focus on the wrong thing. They tried to push this as a competitive shooter instead of just trying to make a fun game. Dear game developers, most competitive games were never designed to be competitive. The developers just wanted to make a good game, and the community lifted it up as a competitive game. The best example of that is Super Smash Bros. Melee. Quit trying to make competitive games and focus on fun games, and you won't end up like Struggleborn and Evolve. This game is so pathetic that the one person playing it got on Reddit and said, hey, let's create a Struggleborn holiday, talking about some, hey guys, let's all get on the game on the same day and repopulate the server so more people will say, but boy, hold this up. No man's buy, one man's lie, no man's lie, whatever you call it, you know what I'm talking about. This might be the most overhyped game that I've seen in my lifetime. It was religious levels of hype for No Man's Sky, and it's 2 parties to blame on this one: Sean Murray and the gaming community. Sean went on tour across the world for 2 years straight, promising all types of features that never made it into the game. I don't know if y'all realize that. 2 years straight. I actually think he spent more time talking about the game than making it. He did so many interviews that YouTuber Croby Bat created a 16-minute montage of lies that he told in various interviews, but he's not all to blame. I blame the gaming community too. I mean, I don't know where y'all from, but where I'm from, if something sounds too good to be true, then it probably is. Anyone who had a different opinion than the No Man's Sky cheerleading team would get crucified in the comment section of any video. Meanwhile, Sean never let anyone play the game in his interviews, which was a red flag in itself. Once the game finally released, it was panned across the board. Sean went into hiding in a Fallout 4 vault, and we had radio silence up until probably about a month ago when Sean tweeted that the game was a mistake. Then they randomly started releasing patches, and look, I could say we told you so, and I can go on all day about this game, but instead I'd rather say let this all be a lesson to us, okay? It's okay to be cautiously optimistic about games. Stop ignoring the red flags and have conversations with people who disagree with you. It's okay as long as everyone's respectful, because if you live in a bubble and you don't do your research, then we get another No Man's Sky, the biggest L of 2016. This one's for you, Sean. The more he lied, the longer his beard got.